The biggest problem we are facing in Nigeria today is not Tinubu versus Northern Nigeria. I repeat, the biggest problems we are facing in Nigeria, giant of Africa, the biggest problem we are facing today is not Tinubu versus Northern Nigeria. There are some elements that does not want Nigeria to be restructured. There are some people behind the scene that does not want Nigeria to be restructured. Now, Northern Nigeria, a few hours ago, they said that we regret voting for Yoruba man. Yoruba man, they use the word Yoruba man. Because if you give Yoruba man power, he's going to dominate everybody. Now, this is Tinubu now. They regret. They said that, thank God we stopped Abiola. You see the sentiment in Nigeria today. Now, they are afraid to give an Igbo man power. If you give Igbo man power, he go dominate, he go do this, he go do that, he go turn all of us to slaves. Northerners have been ruling Nigeria, Fulani has been dominating Nigeria, and they have been bullying everybody. So this simulation and this situation, that is where these people want you. They want you to just be fighting yourself unnecessarily. Why they control you from behind? There's somebody pressing the remote of Nigeria. But you see, most Nigerians are too blind to see this reality. Some people will come out and tell you that there are some foreign powers that is making sure Nigeria does not develop or get industrialized. But every day we'll talk about Northern Nigeria, Atiku, coalition. Yeah, now EFCC, they don't question Tambuwal, former governor of Sokoto State. 180-something billion naira. This is what we are doing today. We know that we are living in a country whereby some people have made sure that there's no rule of law in Nigeria. There's no government that come in that can enact rule of law because this system is structured. Just look at the time of Obasanjo. Look at the time of Yar'Adua. Look at the time of Jonathan. Look at the time of Buhari. Now Tinubu. Is there rule of law? The law that we are practicing, does it favor the average Nigerian citizen? You see the Nigerian army like that. You know why Tinubu cannot stop whatever that is going on when it comes to insecurity or banditry or whatever in the northern part of Nigeria. The army is bigger than Tinubu. Forget that he has the title of Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. The army, they get the mind of their own. Tinubu and co, they follow them small. Make the army not going to take decision now because Tinubu himself is a bloody civilian for their eyes. They're just, if army steps in today, if not for the division, if army steps in today to remove Tinubu, nothing happens. Except it is the same army inside them that will stop that move for a coup. So, you see, this system is created to make sure that we always fight ourselves. The same issue we have with petrol. We had it in 1998. The same, there's no rule of law. Still today, there's nothing that we are fixed in Nigeria. There's nothing we are fixed. We are complaining about Northern Nigeria now. They are focused on 2027. Let us take over power. Take over power to do what? Is it to restructure Nigeria? You know, one of the reasons I'm pushing for a Southern presidency is for restructuring. Let us come out of this matrix. Divide and rule. That is what the West. You see, they systematically do what they do. And we don't realize that they are influencing a lot of our things. Now, when you look at education collapsed. We cannot compete. Somebody made a statement. He said that our teachers, our training schools, teacher training schools, the teachers that graduate from our training schools cannot teach in this 2025. They don't have the qualities to teach in this our 2025. Most of the people you see teach in all these top class schools, they are graduates from universities that get first class or whatever. Our educational sector is in comatose. Our economy, we are just lying to ourselves, left, right, center. After 8 years of Tinubu now, maybe another person enter, or after 4 years, another person enter, the same story. There was never a better yesterday, a better today. Yesterday is always better than tomorrow. After Buhari, Tinubu comes in, things turn around. During Buhari, they tell you story. So there's a simulation. Something is happening. People are behind the scene, making sure that nothing works in Nigeria. That is why I don't want to believe that Nigeria can work. I want to believe that Nigeria can be restructured. That is why we want somebody who is going to go there and restructure Nigeria. If you are focused on there's going to be justice, Nigeria will be better in my time, and there's going to be rule of law, there's going to be this and that, you have been disappointed over the years, because the Bible says, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? That is what the Bible is telling us. So if you have a system that is not designed to work, a system handed over to you by some people that don't like you, look at this report. America had a report that Nigerians must not be given access to their resources. There's a report in America. Nigerians, they didn't call Africans. Africa get their own. I will read that. Nigerians must not be given access to their resources, and that it must be kept for foreign powers. IMF and other foreign dictators, they are responsible for Nigeria's economic problems. This is being revealed by a white professor. America must not give Nigerians access. How? Okay, let's analyze this. President Trump is in US. Tinubu is president in Nigeria. Tinubu is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces surrounding Nigeria. Far, far, far away is President Trump. What is the correlation? How possible is it for Trump to now stop us from having our resources? Very simple. Now, we have what we call grant. Remember, we talked about US aid. Grants, they are another control through tools. You see what happens when you go to our mines, you go to our drilling companies, top companies that handle our resources, that drill our oil, even the Dangote refinery. Who are those that control it? Do you think it's Nigerians? Those people that build our infrastructure, do you think it's Nigerians? Most of them. Have you heard of that Tinubu's friend, Chigori? What is his name? That is friend, that almost all the contracts. Lebanese and Chinese people, they don't buy almost all of Lekki Free Trade Zone. Those Lekki areas. How many Nigerians have properties there? How many Nigerians have licenses to drill oil in Nigeria? Any Nigerian company, the Yoruba company, go use Nigeria as figurehead. But none of them, they get the technical. There are some industries in Nigeria, they will shut down their operation. If a particular item in their machine gets bad, they may shut down the operation and wait for that item to be imported from abroad. How? We have CocaCola company, a major machine gets bad. You know what they do? Me, I worked in CocaCola. They will go and ship Oyibo from abroad. That plant will have to stop until the Yoruba comes to fix it. How are they controlling you? That means for the meantime, they have the technical know-how on how to fix that machine. You are going to wait for them forever and ever. You're going to wait. Nobody's going to drink. If that is the only machine, nobody in Nigeria is going to drink Coke, except US bring their engineers into Nigeria. You see the glitch we had during the last elections. These beavers and all these machines, where were they made? Were they made in Nigeria? You remember when Israel, pagers in Hezbollah, pagers were blowing up in another person's country. They were in their country pressing remote, and pagers were blowing up in another person's country. Is it because we have clueless leaders that doesn't know what technology is like today? Most of the things we are being told, they are lies. The colonialists, they came into the country, they built railway, they built many things, many infrastructures. They are standing today. When they were living, they left with their technical know-how. Do you know that some people cannot go to there's some certain courses that some Africans cannot be allowed? They have the technical know-how. They will not give you the information. You will not study in those schools. You will not study those courses. Because they want to keep Africa poor. Make sure you don't allow Nigerians have access to their resources. And go to our mining site. You see Oyibo there. Take away all these Oyibos. We will not be able to run our economy. It is the Americans. These they are engineers, they are expatriates that are running our economy for us. Most importantly, what gives us, you see, oil is one of the main things that gives us money. Now, agriculture that we can even leverage on ourselves now. Bandits and all have you, don't they kill our farmers up and down? Bill Gates can introduce GMO. See, they come subtly, just like the serpent. The serpent came and asked Eve, did God say? As if the serpent does not know what God said, or is not aware of what God said. Did God say? God knows that if you eat, look at how it came in innocently. That is how the Oyibos come innocently, with their grants and whatever. Nigeria is oil money. We have a lot of resources. It's just like you have a lot of resources to sustain yourself, but you are still indebted. Now, who is going to peg the barrel of oil? OPEC, foreign institution. They're going to tell you how much you're going to sell. How much you're going to sell your barrel of oil. We are being controlled here, and we don't know. Do we have what it takes to defend ourselves? Do we have engineers that can build a modern Nigeria? Do we have engineers that can build a modern Nigeria? Give a Nigerian construction company to construct road and give an Oyibo construction company to construct road. You see the difference. Where is our education? Where is our education? Ordinary electricity, there's nothing we can fix. Ordinary water, we cannot fix water. The flooding system, we are looking for excuses up and down. Every year we should be expecting flood. Flood here, flood here, flood here. Government will come and go. The flood remains. Government will come and go. Electricity becomes comatose. They use propaganda and finish you. Government will come and go. There's no water, potable drinking water. Look at Enugu State. You know, today Enugu doesn't exist. Enugu, they get allocation upon allocation. But government, they come and go and nothing happens. The system is not designed for you to get benefit. See, they want you to be fighting yourself. They want you, as you are fighting yourself, they are tapping from your resources. Why would I talk about northern Nigeria attacking Tinubu, blah, blah, when I know that the main problem is that some people are pressing this button at the back for us to fight ourselves? As Nigeria remains, like I said, if Tinubu does not restructure Nigeria, you should expect what northern Nigeria will do to him, because most of these politicians, they are willing tools of these colonialists. You know, sometimes when I finished from school, I found it hard to believe that a professor could rig an election. I found it hard to believe that a politician, a Nigerian politician, a pastor who is a politician, will be able to embezzle Nigerian money. I found it hard to believe that an Oyibo person will be with what we sacrificed for during democracy and also our independence. People that gave their life for independence, to come back and become slaves to those people that they fought against for independence. I can't imagine. I can't imagine that our senators, our House of Rep members, will be sabotaging our country to their own benefit. For instance, now, our educational system, almost all the politicians, their children are schooling abroad. The politicians that are in position of leadership, they don't believe in your educational system. They know that this simulation, that see, the education is for you to become slaves. Whatever you know is for just you cannot go above a level they have put you. People are breaking discoveries. They are getting new discoveries. Even some brilliant ones amongst ourselves, if they come out with something to cure cancer or cure AIDS or whatever, it is the same Africans that they will use to bring them down. When this Burkina Faso Traoré started his onslaught against France, some people in Nigeria were attacking the young man against military regime. I told you before that this military regime you are talking about is better than a civilian regime, because democracy, I've said it before, democracy, you cannot change anything with democracy. You cannot. Especially with a country like Nigeria with so many different multi-ethnicities, different agenda, different mindset. You live in Oshogbo today, you go to Nkanu next tomorrow, you go to Sokoto the other day, you see that these are different set of people with different lifestyles, different ideologies, they are doing different things. That's what you see. Just different mannerisms. And sometimes you are shocked. You are shocked that that Nigeria still remains the same every year, with all the people that say 28-man committee. We put 21 trillion in turnaround maintenance. Under Buhari, they put trillions of naira in turnaround maintenance. Where is it today? It's not working. The one that is working, is it working? They carry propaganda. You see, I saw the APC the other day. They put everything they have committed into roads. Since 1960 till now, we are talking about roads. We are talking about roads. And that should be something that should make me happy. I've said it. Any government that does not, rule of law is number one. This restructuring we are getting, if there's rule of law, my brother, if there's rule of law, that is another step in the right direction. Any system that does not adhere to the rule of law, that the law will favor a certain people and leave the other people. You see this Kwam 1, Kwam 2, the lady in Akwa Ibom, and that of Kwam 1 in Lagos. You see the two different scenarios. This one, just that one. Now the hostess block her from coming down. No? They hold them hostage in court. Whether she did anything, investigation is going on. Kwam 1 say he carry, the teller say you can't enter with this. He carrying bottled water. He spilled on the person's body and stood in front of the plane. Doesn't want the plane. He's stopping the plane from the plane to fly. Yes. If you see the video, he had to dodge the plane because the person moved. Because he was standing. They were talking to him. He was standing. While a lady was dragged down, whether it is his phone, put it on airplane, she was dragged down. She was blocked from coming down. Not security blocked her. The air hostess blocked her. Unprofessional attitude. One has been charged to court. The person is in Kirikiri prison, has been banned for life. While the other one, government officials are telling, please, he has apologized. Any system that there is no rule of law, my brother, you waste your time seeking for good governance. You go waste your time. The other time now, they say bag of rice come down. Now, how much big bag of rice? You go come down today. See, my brother, the problems we have, let me look at some of the problems we have is not whether, I know that Northern Nigeria is a willing tool. Most of these politicians, they are willing tools in the hands of these elements to make sure that the country, we have many nations in Nigeria, many nations that needs to be independent. Now, what is the plan? Start by making sure Africa never unites. Now, we're looking at Africa as a whole. I've said this, Africa has the resources. Africa needs to come together to have an economy, have a currency, a united currency, back that currency with their natural resources, and the West and Europeans will never see Africa's back. People that try to be Pan-Africanist, they are being killed. They are killed now. Intelligence. When we say a president inside in bathroom, they're going to see a president. Some of these technologies would not be made known to Africans. Africans, when we have brilliant people that will discover a lot of things, we kill them. Over there, when they discover, they pump money, discover more. And that knowledge, they hide it from Africans. So if you are a Pan-Africanist in the country today and you are fighting for the liberation of Africa, you are a threat to your people. Your people that you are make sure Africa never unites. Keep them divided along ethnic, tribe, and religious lines. This is what I've been saying. Especially in Nigeria. The biggest problem is that we cannot unite as a people. And we think that we are the problems ourselves. We don't know that the problem is something behind us that is causing that fight. Where they whine everybody, everybody, they lock horns together. Yesterday we have Southwest and Northern Alliance. Today now they fight. Yoruba this, Yoruba that. I just said it. If Tinubu does not restructure Nigeria, Yoruba go see him. Like I'm being sincere to you. The mindset of an average person that has experienced Tinubu's administration. 2 years. 2 years. Now in Northern Nigeria, don't they do like this? 2 years. All the while, Fulani have been doing a lot of things and people have not had. Fulani na them be bandit. Fulani na them they cause insecurity. Yet nobody is saying that a Fulani person cannot be president, since it is their people that is causing. Fulani na Minister of Defense, almost all the defense. Now them they in charge of our ammunition, weapons, and everything. Yet now them they cause insecurity. You spend trillions of naira because of what the Fulani and the Northern Nigeria they have created. Nobody have said anything about them. And because of Tinubu just do some little of what Northern Nigeria have been doing for a very long time, they are getting crazy and they are saying this and that, that Yoruba this, you gain Yoruba power, blah, 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 this and that. Although Tinubu do too much, but you see, it should lead us to a restructured country. This is clear evidence that we cannot stay together with this current system. We need to change that system so that we can understand ourselves mutually. If they say Africa should unite, does not mean that a Swahili person will become a Ga person now. Everybody will have their own countries, have their maybe boundaries. But understanding that we come unite with European countries now, they have their different countries, they are united, you have the European Union, they have their boundaries, they have their language, they respect their culture and everything. It doesn't have anything to do with our culture or whatever our differences. It's a common goal of how to bring development to our system, where we are. But here, they want you to be divided along ethnic, tribe, and just like. If they ever start working together, remind them of past grievances. Stoke old wounds. Fund separatist movement. Keep border disputes. Fund separatist movement. There are some things I will not say, but with time, we will unveil it. Some of these separatist movements you see are being funded by these guys. We have the US aid. This Syrian president now, former Al-Qaeda wanted person, $10 million. Now the US is having an alliance with them. France is supporting them. To tell you a lot that is happening. And these are leaders, they will not pretend that they don't know what is going on. Go. They will not pretend. But they will just be looking at everybody. Make sure every time they take one step forward, they take 2 steps backward. Because they are busy fighting each other. Like I said, the biggest problem is not Yoruba, Northern Nigeria, or Tinubu. The biggest problem is there are some people behind the scene that does not want Nigeria to be structured. They are totally against it. If we fall for the trick, the next 100 years, now so we go be. We go help Nigerians.